Make a sound in the east, then strike in the west. Yeah, you out here trying to make noise in the east, huh? Talkin' loud, movin', reckless, thinkin', everybody watchin'. I see you. But real ones. We don't announce the play. We let the beat drop in the east. Just enough vibration so you feel it in your chest. So you turn that way squintin', trying to see what's good. And while your neck's still turned, we already in the west. Quiet, clean. Hit different. Gone before the echo even catch up. That's the game, fam. Make a sound in the east. Then strike where they forgot they had a blind side. That's the duality, you feel me? Flashy on the surface, deadly in the cut. In every battle, having the element of surprise can give you a tremendous edge. Even in direct encounters with an adversary, you can still use surprise by attacking from an unexpected angle. The goal is to direct the enemy's attention to a single area, and then strike at a less defended point. In boxing, a feint involves a body movement or a partial attack aimed mainly at eliciting a specific response from the opponent. The purpose is to create an opportunity or to provoke the opponent into reacting, allowing you to predict and counter with a planned attack. For feints to work effectively, they need to convince the opponent that a genuine punch is on its way. In military terminology, there are two distinct types of feints. The first is an attack feint, which aims to lure defensive forces to the area being targeted. This tactic is often employed as a diversion, compelling the enemy to allocate more troops to a specific location, thereby leaving another area vulnerable. The second type is a retreat feint, where forces engage the enemy momentarily before pretending to withdraw to a strategically chosen spot. This maneuver is generally meant to entice the enemy into a trap set for an ambush. Cyber deception technology, honeypots, decoys, and active defense in modern cybersecurity. Deception technology stands as one of the most quintessential representations of strategy in the software realm. Security teams implement convincingly realistic fake assets, such as decoy servers, counterfeit credentials, illusory databases, phony user accounts, or even entire simulated networks, that create noticeable noise in the form of alerts, logs, or activity, effectively capturing the attention and resources of attackers. While the intruder squanders time probing, exploiting, or extracting data from these decoys, the sound in the east, the genuine attack unfolds elsewhere. Defenders achieve early detection, gather intelligence on tactics, and react to the real breach on live systems, the strike in the west. This approach turns the conventional defense model on its head. Attackers believe they have triumphed in one area, yet they are being skillfully lured and exposed. Platforms and tools like those offered by Zscaler, Rapid7, or Microsoft Azure dynamically integrate these decoys across endpoints, clouds, and networks. This strategy is extensively adopted by enterprises to combat advanced persistent threats, APTs, ransomware, and lateral movement, transforming deception into a proactive, software-driven layer of defense. Red team/penetration testing, diversion tactics. In the realm of ethical hacking and red team operations, practitioners frequently employ intentional distractions to obscure their main goal, a well-known tactic in software security assessments. For instance, a red team might initiate loud attacks on perimeter defenses, such as brute force login attempts on publicly accessible web applications, scanning tools that create a barrage of alerts, or phishing schemes aimed at less critical employees, the sound in the east. This inundates social monitors and diverts defensive attention to the noisy front. Simultaneously, the true aim is to execute stealthy lateral movements or escalate privileges in other areas, for example, taking advantage of an internal misconfiguration, leveraging stolen credentials for cloud access, or targeting a valuable database through an overlooked API, the strike in the west. This compels defenders to pursue misleading trails while the testers secure a more profound breach. Numerous red team playbooks and frameworks, including those inspired by MITRE ATT and CK, explicitly advocate for such misdirection to replicate the tactics of advanced adversaries who evade direct engagement. The fundamental concept turns the traditional reactive detection model on its head. Rather than tackling each instance of disinformation head-on, which consumes significant resources and often inadvertently boosts its spread through the Streisand effect, the system generates controlled, appealing decoy disinformation noise in a specific thematic or narrative direction. This strategy aims to attract amplifiers, bots, coordinated inauthentic behavior, CIB networks, and human superspreaders, all while subtly targeting, disrupting, de-amplifying, inoculating the genuine high-impact disinformation in a different direction. This represents an active deception/proactive counter-influence strategy inspired by cyber deception technologies, AI-enhanced honeypots, adaptive decoys, but focused on the information landscape rather than network infrastructures. Decoy narrative injection and silent strike, DNISS. The algorithm operates in the following manner. It persistently monitors online platforms through real-time feeds, utilizing social media APIs, web crawlers, and graph analysis to track emerging narratives. Simultaneously, it maintains updated threat intelligence regarding the most perilous disinformation narratives currently circulating, including claims of election fraud, health-related conspiracies, and geopolitical fabrications. From the array of active stories, it identifies the single most hazardous real narrative, or closely related group, that requires neutralization, the one with a high potential for rapid spread and significant real-world societal damage. Once the high-risk target is identified, the system crafts a meticulously designed decoy narrative. This decoy presents an appealing yet ultimately fabricated or exaggerated story that diverges thematically but remains related. The objective is to render it believable enough to attract the specific types of accounts, bots, coordinated networks, and human amplifiers that typically disseminate the genuine dangerous narrative. The decoy content is produced using AI under stringent safety protocols, disseminated through controlled low-profile accounts, and given a gentle initial boost to encourage natural spread within the communities most likely to engage. As the decoy circulates, drawing attention and gathering engagement, the system discreetly monitors who interacts with it. It tracks which accounts like, share, comment on, and propagate the content. This process builds or updates a comprehensive profile of the botnets, coordinated inauthentic behavior networks, and influential superspreaders operating within that topic area. Simultaneously, in a distinctly quieter and entirely separate manner, the system works against the genuinely perilous narrative, the one that is meant to go unnoticed when it is struck. It employs very subtle tactics, slightly diminishing algorithmic reach without outright removal, introducing gentle friction to sharing, placing small prebunking cues or contextual notes nearby, quietly enhancing reliable counter-messaging from trustworthy sources, and in certain instances, leveraging new intelligence from the decoy to more precisely target the true amplifiers of the actual story. All these measures are crafted to maintain a low profile, so as not to incite outrage, accusations of censorship, or the Streisand effect. After a designated period, the decoy content is permitted to gradually fade away or is softly eliminated. The system then assesses how much the genuine narrative has been impeded, how valuable the gathered intelligence was, and utilizes that data to make future decoys more appealing to malicious actors and future silent interventions more potent. Ransomware group hits a fake healthcare network, Forescout Research Honeypot, 2024. In the middle of 2024, researchers set up an AI-generated honeypot that imitated a small healthcare provider, complete with fake Windows servers, email and web services, dummy patient records, and realistic RDP exposed endpoints. This decoy produced a steady stream of noise. It drew in nearly continuous RDP brute force scans and login attempts from opportunistic ransomware affiliates scouring the internet. Eventually, attackers compromised the honeypot using weak RDP credentials, moved laterally within the system, exfiltrated fake data, and even started deploying ransomware payloads, which wasted a lot of time and exposed their complete TTPs, tools, techniques, procedures, including specific encryptors and C2 infrastructure. How the DNISS-style algorithm would excel. The sound in the East refers to the highly noticeable, seemingly vulnerable decoy environment that attracts ransomware operators with loud engagement logs and fake data exfiltration. The strike in the West involves defenders collecting IOCs, malware samples, IP addresses, persistence methods, to discreetly strengthen actual healthcare clients, enhancing detections, blocking specific payload C2, and implementing targeted blocks without alerting the attackers. Bonus, early warnings can cut down the real victim dwell time from weeks to just hours. This type of setup has already caught live ransomware in action, demonstrating the effectiveness of deception. Mislead your competitor by expressing interest in someone else, or a different product or service, and when they respond with worry, pivot and request a concession or reward for simply remaining loyal.